I am giving you guys the fair warning now. Roxanne is in full pontification mode. Bitch, I feel like talking today. Eventually, y'all gonna be like, bitch, shut the fuck up. You don't know everything. Don't act like you know everything. Okay, I'ma feel like I know shit today, y'all. So, with all that being said, this is just a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs. Let's get to it. All right, you guys, first story up, politics, and more specifically, your president, Mr. Donald Trump, out there, y'all, just cutting the fool. Now, we remember last week I spoke to you guys about the unexpected firing of James Comey, who was the director of the FBI. James Comey was also involved in an investigation on Donald Trump and his administration amidst allegations of collusion with the Russians. We don't need to rehash all that, right? Well, a lot has happened this week, okay? Let me lay it out for you a little bit plain. Number one, Comey kept a paper trail of the meetings that he had with Donald Trump and wrote out memos of what was said. In one particular memorandum, he mentioned that Donald Trump, on a one-on-one meeting with him, mentioned to him that he hoped he would be able to drop this whole thing. Depending on how you look at that, that could definitely sound like you are threatening someone to let some illegality go under the table, you know, at the request of what is the highest, most powerful position in the world. Number two, in many of the infamous tweets that your president insists on giving, Donald Trump did threaten that James Comey better hope that he did not tape their conversation. Okay, now that has put into many people's head the idea that maybe Donald Trump did record the conversations that the two of them did, and if they did record the conversation, then the investigators want to get their hands on those tapes. And then number three, supposedly Donald Trump did reveal highly classified information to the Russians during a meeting that he had with the Russians, and American press were not allowed in. So there's a bunch of things that's going on in the mix right now, you guys, and people are making their own assumptions and judgments from this said mix. Now, since all of this has happened, finally a special counsel was assigned to this case, because it's obvious that the FBI and the Trump administration and the Republicans and all that shit is in such serious turmoil that we have got to try to get somebody who is non-biased and not affected in any kind of way to head this investigation. So they have pulled in former FBI Director Robert Mueller, and everybody is hoping that he can get to the bottom of this scandal, or if you're on the Trump administration, this witch hunt. And many of us are hoping that impeachment would be the very next thing in line. Except, and this is solely in my opinion, you guys, I do not see impeachment happening. I have told you guys this many, many times, and even though I'm not the most politically savvy person, I do know that the Republicans, on many, many occasions as of late, they are prone to sacrificing the good of the country for the betterment of their party. Okay, the Republicans are sort of like that fucked up ass family that you have. This family has continual drama. Marquise and Dante, they went and robbed the fucking corner store, and everybody in the damn neighborhood knows it. Okay, Big Mama stressed the fuck out. She can't sleep at night. One half of the aunties and uncles have thrown their hands up to Dante and Marquise because, damn it, they have told them niggas time and time again that eventually your shit is gonna catch up with you. The other aunts and uncles swear that Dante and Marquise is the best around. They act like they didn't know that these motherfuckers was out there robbing everybody. But just in case, by the slim chance that Marquise and Dante did decide to do this, you know, they gonna just take it to church. They would prefer to pray away the hood boogery antics of your fucking family. But when anybody outside of the family tries to come up against this very dysfunctional ass family and point out all the issues that are there, then said family will cuss you the fuck out because, goddamn it, this is our family. We got our own shit within our family, and we don't give a fuck about what you say because we family. That is how the Republicans are. They will know that they full of shit. They will know that we know that they full of shit. But they will never turn their backs on each other. I don't see them getting an entire House to vote for the impeachment of a Republican sitting president, no matter what. They would rather deal with him the way that they feel that they can deal with him on the inside. But yeah, I don't see them all voting, or, you know, however many number of people that need to vote to impeach their own party member. I know that, you know, with every single thing that Donald Trump does, it inches our hopes a little bit higher towards this type of direction, and, you know, hoping that impeachment. I have been hearing impeachment all over the place. Bottom line is, they have to be the ones to do that. Okay, now I know people draw comparisons to the Nixon administration and how he was impeached, but Nixon was not impeached. Nixon was about to be impeached, but he resigned. So then people say, well, if they don't impeach him, then maybe we can get him to resign. I think that there is a slim chance in hell that that would happen, because Donald Trump is stubborn, and he is prideful, and he is boastful, and he has a huge ego, and I don't see him giving up on a job that, you know, he claims that, you know, the majority of the people had decided to put him in. I just don't even see that happening. What I'm basically saying is, you guys need to buckle in and hold on for the next 4 fucking years, because the United States of America is going to be in a state of confusion and chaos as we have clowns running our administration. And I hate to sound all, you know, real, you know, conspiracy-like and very Debbie Downer and very, yeah, but that's just what it is. I don't see Donald Trump being impeached. But like I said, I am not a political I'm not a political analyst. I'm not the savviest person when it comes to these political streets. I will admit that. But just from me watching the shit that goes on, and every time Donald Trump does something else, you know, we just like, oh no, this is the worst. Oh no, this is the worst. Now, oh now, this is the worst. I mean, short of us seeing him on video doing some illegal ass shit with the Russians, okay, on some old back alley type, you know, real covert shit, and just really making it look like he did something, and we catch his hands literally in the bag, I just don't see it. But you know what? Stranger things has happened. And I'm just willing to wait and see. But I'm just not even, I can't even get myself riled up about this whole political atmosphere right now in the United States, because it's just so much, it's so overwhelming. It's shit happening every single day. I know these political analysts and CNN and all these news stations, and they ain't never been this fucking busy in their life talking about some bullshit. We ain't even got to the governing of the company of the country, because we too busy with all this other bullshit. Usually the 101st days of a presidency is supposed to set the tone of that president's 4 years. Okay, well, what y'all think been happening in these 100 days? Okay, so I'm just telling y'all, buckle in, because we in for a ride. If we do get impeachment, I'm gonna be happy with that too. I just don't see it happening, y'all. What do you think, though? Y'all go on in them comments and let me know. But more Donald Trump, full of fucking niggatry, child, I can't. Alright, you guys, so you guys know me. When I talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta, or when I talk about Love and Hip Hop ATL, or when I talk about any of the reality shows that I review that I am in the process of reviewing, I don't normally like to talk about them in Top of the Blogs, because I just feel like it's just fucking too much. Okay, now I didn't talk about them once this week. Why I need to talk about it twice? But there are certain situations where we cannot let some circumstances go unchecked, okay? And this would be when we talk about Love and Hip Hop ATL. I told you guys about the drama of Karen King and Tommy going against each other when Tommy felt like Karen King was being hypocritical because she drinks with Tommy and her mother. She just chooses to drink Henny. Tommy and her mother are winos. She just felt like Karen was trying it, and I'm sure there was other shit that was going on. I don't follow either one of them. But finally, Karen King had then got, I mean, when I tell you the bitch had then got enough, she had done got enough. So she said this announcement in her Jeep, very much like mine, same color and everything, I could tell from the inside, that she was going to do a live Instagram and for you guys to tune in. And bitch, bitch, you know how it is when you be in your neighborhood and you know you see this little boy, he riding down the damn steep ass hill of your street. He is on his skateboard, and this motherfucker is doing at least 20 miles an hour on a skateboard. He ain't got no damn helmet on. He ain't got no pads on, nothing. And this motherfucker is just free flying down the street, young and dumb and happy, enjoying his fucking ride, okay? And you sit and watch from your living room window and say, you know what, that boy is going too far. And he goes up and down the hill 4 or 5 times, and for some reason, you can't take your eyes off the train wreck that you know is about to happen. And sure enough, on that 6th time, the little boy hits a rock and the skateboard stays with the rock, and the little boy is airborne about 15 feet, to which he lands on said asphalt and fucks the hell up out of his knees, his chest, his chin. The nigga that knocked his teeth out. He might even skint up his forehead, okay? All this burnt off road rash, all of that, okay? And you just sit there like, ooh, I knew it was gonna happen. The boy get up, he bleeding and shit. Yeah, that was Tommy. When I tell you that goddamn Karen King drug her. First of all, let me tell you, Karen King, she got a lot of my respect that day. See, I have a thing with people keeping it real. I always tell you guys, it be good days and it be bad days. It be shit going exactly in your favor, and then it be fucked up ass days, okay? The only way that you can keep your humbleness, I believe, is when you realize that as good as things can go, they can go 100% bad as well. Karen King got on camera and told all of the business from beginning to end, how she met Tommy, how Tommy and her, well, Tommy was a worker bee for her when she was doing her illegal shit, how Tommy had always been a gutter snipe. Okay. But for whatever reason, Karen had some semblance of love for this girl and kept giving her chance after chance. And when the shit was good, Karen took care of her, bailed her out, as I suppose employees would expect from their employer. You can't have a motherfucker that's doing illegal shit for you in jail and under the pressure of, you know, maybe having a tail on you. So, I mean, they definitely had a working relationship. But when I tell you, Karen told everything. She told about the process of loving hip-hop Atlanta, how she was grateful for Mona for giving her the position, that this probably will cost her position on the show. But, you know, the reason why she brought Tommy in was because Scrap needed a girlfriend and he didn't want to bring his real baby mamas on there. And she suggested Tommy. I mean, she went on about the plastic surgeries and, I mean, shit that we kind of had heard a little bit. But bitch, when you get it all detailed out like the way Karen did, spiced in there with a whole bunch of humor, talking about how the bitch ain't never had no class, ain't never had it, you know, in her, how she was squatting. She talked about the clothes that she let her borrow and the shoes. She talked about them fucking shoes being ran down, and she was just like, what fucking shoe was you on, a goddamn train track? Bitch, I swear I could not stop laughing. Karen King just went on to say how, basically, like I said, when the shit was good, it was good. She was millions of, you know, had $1 million homes, and she was doing whatever her dirt she was doing, even touched on the shit with the attempted murder of her ex-husband, her being on the run, okay, her trying to make sure that her kids was good, okay, her keeping in contact with her lawyers, paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to try to get her free. I mean, she laid that shit out. Bitch, she laid it out. You couldn't do nothing but respect it. But she also talked about the fact that Tommy has gone Hollywood. And we talked about that at the beginning of the season, how it was clear that Tommy had another agenda in mind, which I was not mad at, because the shit that she was doing last season, that shit can't keep going. Okay, you have got to realize that people like you. You have some amount of star power. We like a villain, but you know, we like somebody that we really can like and root for and all of that shit. So it was clear that Tommy was changing the shit up this season. So I wasn't mad at that, but she feels like Tommy has thrown her under the bus in an effort to climb up the ladder higher. And you know, that shit is never cool when we all know that the same motherfucker that you cross going up, you gonna pass a motherfucker going back down too. Okay, it is the law of life. Tommie is mistreating the person that has helped her all this time. That ain't usually a good idea, especially when the person got a whole bunch of shit on you. I thought it was interesting that she said, because we all couldn't understand it last season either, she came on this show because she was a fan of Love and Hip Hop, and she exposed herself. We could not understand why, you know, you was doing shit that you was doing out there and obviously getting away with it. Why would you go on a show that is as big as Love and Hip Hop ATL and put all your shit out there and just make it so easy for the feds to find you? She said it was a bad decision, okay? And that is the reason why she is, I don't know if she's on probation. I don't know if that case is still going on or what. But she's like, I don't have shit no more. Oh, they done took my homes. They done took my money. I ain't got access to the shit that I used to, but I did. And everybody out there knows that I did. Okay, the people that, that are important know. Okay, Mona knows. Mona was at she was just saying the whole thing. But she was just like, but my shit is fucked up right now. So that's probably why bitch want to kick me when I'm down. But her whole thing was just like, bitch, I did all this for you, and this is how you treat me. Yeah, she told all, when I tell you she dragged that girl, it was a wonder if the bitch had nipples in it. I was just like, damn. Now, I still do like Tommie, because even with all of Tommie's antics, bitch, we just trying to make it, right? But I just don't like when people throw other folks under the bus trying to get better. We can all, it's enough room for everybody. And the sooner that black people realize that, then you wouldn't have to do that. Look, motherfuckers that's down and dirty and wrong and bad, they shit eventually comes out. It might not come out right then, but everything rises to the top. You ain't got to be that way about people. And sometimes it takes years and years and years and years and years. But you best believe eventually it happens. So I felt like Tommie, like she was trying to say, she could have made a whole lot of herself without having to do what she did to Karen. So that's the part that makes you not be so, don't like Tommie. And I'm going to take that back. I'm not no huge fan of Tommie, but I can see the change trying to happen. You can respect a person that's trying to do better for themselves, for their family, whatever. If they got to get on a reality show and stretch the truth, okay, and lie about some shit, as long as they ain't hurting nobody, then I don't have a problem with it, because reality shows at the end of the day is entertainment, and that's what they there for first. We get to the business of truth somewhere down the line. I was there for it. The shit was interesting. It was entertaining. I ain't never sat and watched no 1 hour rant, basically. Then when she started talking about them fighting, well, of course, that's not gonna happen. But, I was just like, ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Bitch, when I tell you, she had a whole bunch of fucking words to say for Tommie, and Tommie, I guess, has not responded. I don't think she should. Some things you just need to leave it alone, especially when there's more truth to it than lies. And if a person can come back again and even put more shit out on you, it's just best to just leave it alone. I see what Tommie's trying to do, and I'm here for it. So, but let's just let this just be a lesson. We cannot treat people any old fucking kind of way that we want to and not expect some blowback from it. All right, so that's it, y'all. But yeah, that rant, if you ain't seen it, I saw it on fameless.com. But it's out there in them internet streets, y'all. Y'all get on there, log in somewhere, and watch the fucking video, child. You will learn a whole lot. You guys, so we have talked about Mo'Nique here and her feelings towards Hollywood, or specifically Lee Daniels, as about a year or two ago, it came out that she felt that Lee Daniels had blackballed her because she would not participate in the promotion of the movie Precious. If you guys remember the movie Precious, Mo'Nique won an Oscar for that role. And it was said that she would not go to the Cannes Film Festival, I believe it was, because they would not make arrangements for her family to travel, which was the norm. They didn't pay for anybody. This was a lower budget movie. Mo'Nique cited that she wanted to spend time with her husband and her kids. during that time, and ultimately did not mention the people who had gotten her to the Oscar podium, the ones that had gotten her that gold statue, and those people meaning the production staff, the directors, the managers, the lawyers, okay, the people that had put her in that role of the mother of Precious. These are your co-workers. That is key. And just the mention of their names during an Oscar speech, you know, can solidly keep you in the game and protect your image and reputation out there in them Tinseltown streets. I remember her going on Good Morning America or one of them shows last year, a year or two ago, and even on the radio shows out here in Atlanta talking about what happened. And I was just like, I don't know, Mo'Nique, okay? Because I had also heard stories about Mo'Nique being difficult to work with before this even happened. Remember, her show was abruptly canceled, her talk show, and there was all kind of talk that she had diva-like qualities and it was getting increasingly harder to work with her on the talk show stage. And I just took the position that even though Lee Daniels is definitely one of those people that we have had to side-eye as of late, okay, a motherfucker that will talk out the side of his neck at the drop of a hat, I had just decided that ultimately Mo'Nique should have promoted this film. Period. This is a part of your job. You are an actress. People gave you this part, and even though it was unexpected that it would blow up the way that it did, it did. Now you've got recognition. Now you've got notoriety. Now you've got the other side watching you. And granted, I'm sure it's taxing. I'm sure it's stressful. I'm sure it's tiring. I'm sure it is intimidating for a person who up until then had only hadn't necessarily gotten the crossover. Now, she was big in the black community, but she hadn't necessarily gotten the crossover eye until Precious happened. So I mean, I'm sure it's a whole lot. Oscar season is probably, you know, you just be glad when that shit is over. She was thrust in the limelight. Listen, I got all that. I got that. I'm clear. But in the grand scheme of things, girl, you are in an Oscar-nominated film. You are nominated for Best Actress. Yes, we want to spend time with our families, but, you know, a month or two, I don't know if that's asking a lot of an actor and an actress who is out there trying to make it happen for their family in the long run by promoting a movie that they were in. In the short run, yes, it's a sacrifice. Your children probably be upset. You probably will have guilt. You might, but in the long run, weather the storm and let that be that. But she didn't. Okay, she spoke out. People chose their side. Some people rolled with Mo'Nique. Some people didn't. But it looked like, even though it was a blow to her career, it looked like she might be able to have still some success. Okay, she did that movie Blackbird right after that. I didn't see the movie, so I don't know what it was like. But, you know, she was in the movie Bessie, and was she nominated for like a Golden Globe or something? They say that she did a phenomenal job in that movie. I didn't see that either. And then she was also in the movie Almost Christmas. So while, you know, with some shit, it looked like Mo'Nique might be able to come out on top eventually. And, you know, once motherfuckers got it out their mind. And for the record, I 100% believe that she was blackballed by Lee Daniels, because he is just a spicy type of motherfucker that would do something like that. He was mad because she did not mention his name in her speech. And for her to not mention his name was a direct, like, fuck you to him. And, yeah, I believe that he put it out there 100%. Anyways, we got through it, right? Fast forward a year or two later, she's in a stand-up routine, and I mean, Mo'Nique has always been known to have, you know, speak her mind in her routines and say some shit that might be raunchy or that might be, you know, in your face. So I wouldn't expect her to be any other way. And during this one particular stand-up routine that she had, she talks about Lee Daniels, and added to this picture Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry, and said that they all whiteballed her because I guess they're playing the game in Hollywood. And, you know, fuck you basically. And if she had a dick, then they could suck it. And child, when I saw that, I said, okay, Mo'Nique, listen. Two things. As we grow up through life, we make hard decisions. Some shit that we just can't let go. Some shit that we cannot let slide. And the decision might not be the best for us, but it is some shit that we have got to get off our chest, and we say it, and we don't give a fuck nothing else. Okay, that's what happens as you get older in life. Mo'Nique obviously made that decision. Okay, fine. Say what you gotta say, boo. But the other thing that I want to say is, when we make these sort of decisions on our lives, then we have to live with the consequences. See, that's all that life is happenings and consequences. What you do, and then how you are dealt with after you did what you did. I hope that Mo'Nique doesn't believe that she is going to be able to dig herself out of the coffin that has about 50,000 nails in it, closed shut, that she has put herself in. I hope she don't think that she about to get out of this one, because baby, it's just not gonna happen. I'm gonna have to keep it real for y'all. You just said some of the most disrespectful shit for 3 black people in Hollywood who are super powerful. With the exception of Lee Daniels, we don't know Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey to be the type to throw their weight around, not in the public anyway, but you best fucking believe that they do. You best fucking believe that as they make more and more and more money, that there are going to be other people out there who are going to take into consideration their feelings about how they feel about Mo'Nique and not fuck with her. You think you can say some shit like that and it won't go unnoticed and it won't go unchecked? Then you have another thing coming. Listen, if you want to be in an industry that's already not geared, is not really the most supportive of black people to begin with, the absolute wrong thing to do is make an enemy of the few black people that are in power of said industry. And I mean that when you really want to be in this industry, bitch, you got to play the fucking game. Nobody wants to play the game, okay? And that's every race. Black, white, red, green, orange, pink. These motherfuckers in Hollywood is playing the game. And you do that until you can call the shots. How does the saying go, you guys? Do what you gotta do until one day you can do what you wanna do. Okay, listen, look, I'm gonna make it to you plain again. Okay, we got a fucking boss at our job. We can't stand that motherfucker. Okay, every day you look at him, your stomach hurt. But you need this damn job. Now, you ain't kowtowing. Is that the word? You're not kissing up to this motherfucker, but you have very thinly veiled patience for him. You don't go in there one day and just cuss the motherfucker out and expect to keep your job, do you? No, what you do is, it's time to move from this position. You might go to school, get you some more degrees, apply for other jobs, get new jobs, probably in the same industry, and then you leave. And you still don't cuss the motherfucker out. You know why? Because you are still in the same industry. I just told you guys, the same person you cross going up is the same motherfucker you see going down. It doesn't pay to burn a bridge when you are trying to work. So what you do is you prove it to yourself that you better than this motherfucker, and you work hard and you move on with your life. Mo'Nique did not do that. She went into the CEO's office and cussed the motherfuckers out, and if she's fine with it, then I'm fine with it. Like I said, you make decisions, you gotta live with it. Only she has to live with it. If you want to do podcasts and gym dance videos and, you know, stand-up routines, then that's fine. Okay, she's gonna be able to make a good living off of her stand-up routine because Mo'Nique is funny. As long as she don't get too preachy and get this, you know, keeping on talking about this kind of shit, which I don't think she will, because it'll blow over like everything else. She'll be able to make a good living. All right, but it ain't gonna go no further than that, baby. And like I said, if she didn't want that, if she took into consideration all of that and she's still fine with it, then bitch, if you like it, I love it. That's how I feel about it, okay? Y'all tell me what you think, though. I've been talking. I told y'all motherfuckers that I'm on it today, bitch. I am on my pedestal. Yeah, when she did that, I was just like, girl, I hope you know what you doing, okay? Y'all let me know what you think. Was you 100% behind Mo'Nique, or do you think that she shouldn't have did it? Leave your comments about it below. Alright, you guys, so Peter and Matt. Okay, so we also talked about this fight that we knew of, but we hadn't seen in some top of the blogs a while ago, when Peter and Matt supposedly had this confrontation at a radio station. Peter had made it very clear that there was a video and that he was going to work hard to make sure that we saw it. Well, last week the video did surface, and we were able to see what we already knew, which was that this motherfucker Matt is crazy. 5150 type crazy. Out of control. Very aggressive. A whole ass fool, y'all. This nigga was so mad from the gate. I was just like, this don't look like this is gonna go all that well. When Matt stood his ass up, I was alarmed. Okay? Because I have stood next to Peter. And Peter is not short. He has to be somewhere around 6'1". Maybe even 6'2", somewhere in between there. And Peter is not a small stature man. He is a solid chunk of something. So when Matt stood up and I saw how much fucking taller Matt was and how much bigger Matt was, I was like, And then when I saw that Peter was pretty much cornered, I was just like, oh, this is really not gonna go well. As soon as he threw that bottle, I said, oh, it's fixing to go down. What about the lady, bless her heart? I was like, girl, if you don't sit your motherfucking ass down, bitch, duck. Shit. She was trying to stay in between Matt. She was trying to reason with him. Okay, talk to me. You can't talk with a fool. Okay, and this nigga is crazy. And when she saw that the guy that was in the room wasn't gonna do shit, that was also your key to get the fuck up out the way. Okay, so she did kind of keep it from, starting, but once the shit did get started, it was nothing she can do. Okay, she even ran out and came back. I said, bitch, sit down. Shit. He rushed over there to Peter, who never raised his voice, who never lunged at him, who you could tell was taking observation of the fucking room and what he was going to have to work with. But he rushed over there to Peter, and I don't think he expected for Peter to be able to grab him that fucking headlock like he did, okay? I think he was thrown off by the strength of Peter now, granted. Peter is almost 60 fucking years old. In the long run, that fight probably would have turned out differently if there were no other people that was involved and if they were just free to just be coming to blows. I mean, Matt obviously is stronger. But we did see then that Peter is no punk, that Matt is all bark and, a smaller amount of bite, okay? And, but it did confirm for us that the nigga is crazy. Now Matt is saying that he's going to sue, and I don't see how he can sue when it was clear that you was the aggressor, okay? He said that Peter had a box cutter. Peter said it wasn't a box cutter, it was a Swiss Army knife. That's what old men like to do. But I done told you motherfuckers many, many times that the machete game on these Jamaicans is vicious. I was sitting down with some Jamaicans one time, and they were talking to me about a knife fight that somebody in their family had gotten into, and the motherfucker had a machete, and that they had then chopped the nigga in his stomach, and not like this, they then chopped him like that. Nigga, why are you fucking around with these people? So yes, we have to give respect where respect is due. Peter was able to hold his own. Like I said, eventually he got his ass whooped. The bigger story here is, what the fuck is wrong with Matt? You're not gonna get nothing out of this case, baby. You started it, and even if he had a weapon on him, it's not illegal to carry a Swiss Army knife. And if he is protecting himself, then I don't really see it turning out any other way than you losing, bruh. Then as far as this whole beef, short-lived, but definitely there between Peter and Uncle Luke yesterday. Listen, I don't know shit about the Miami club scene, hip-hop, rap, reggae back in the day. I have absolutely no opinion on it because I don't know. All I know is that when I think of Miami rap back in the day in the 80s, when it was 2 Live Crew and all of that, Uncle Luke is synonymous with that whole era. So I automatically think that Uncle Luke is a pioneer. But as far as this whole club scene and what went down in Miami, I don't know. Child, I don't know. So I'm going to just leave it to my Miami rock stars, my Dade County, 305? Okay, y'all put me up on game of what's going down there in Miami because I don't know. And I ain't never heard of Peter before Real Housewives of Atlanta, but, he say that he had 18 clubs and shit down there and that they was popping and all that. I absolutely do not know. All I know is I do have respect, and respect should be given to Luke Skywalker because if he didn't start it, he was a big part in the start. So that's it. Y'all let me know, my Miami rock stars, if y'all remember Peter, banging it out in the late 70s, early 80s out there in Miami. Child, I don't know. Alright, you guys, so we have gotten word that LA Reid is leaving Epic Records. Okay, it was sudden, it was unexpected. Whenever shit like this happens, you can expect a scandal to follow. And sure enough, we have now found out that LA Reid was let go because of claims of sexual harassment. And I said, Lord, child, they done finally found out about you, LA Reid. You out there fondling the kids, sis. Imagine my surprise when we found out that it was a female assistant. I was just like, child, y'all. I just knew he was out there fooling with y'all men's. But no, supposedly he had been coming on to this female assistant a little too strong at a holiday party. Had been saying some shit about, you know, the dress that she looked sexy in that she won. You know, he would rather her wear around him. Okay, even invited her on a business trip. Said, you know, so that they can hug in bed. I said, this nigga got away with words, though. Anyways, he had then got so comfortable with the girl that he have been coming on to her, and it got to the point where she couldn't take it no more, and so she sent a letter to a high standing exec in Epic Records, they say, and she basically let them know, like, this is what the motherfucker been doing to me. Don't ignore it, because just think about what I have said had happened. You can also probably assume that there has been little whisperings of shit that LA Reid has done around Epic Records, you know, for years and years and years, and they have just kind of let it go because he is making money for the company and everything. But you have got to realize that this is the world of social media. You know, we love to stay politically correct around this motherfucker now. We can't say shit no more. So if you got a sexual harassment claim on your company, then baby, you is affecting the bottom line. We don't give a fuck who you are. It is time for you to go. So they let him go with the quickness, said that they don't want to have that type of type of environment for their employees. Okay, we ain't fixing to fuck around with y'all like the Fox News did. And yes, I heard about the man dying, but I ain't had time to look it up, so I'm sorry. You know, rest in peace to the Fox News man. Okay, y'all done fucking killed him with all these damn accusations. Why am I laughing? It is not funny. Anyway, back to LA Reid. Look, LA Reid is rich. LA Reid obviously has an eye for talent. LA Reid is going to land on his feet. Okay, he's moved places before. He always gets another fucking job. I expect it to happen this time as well. But Sony, Epic Records, honey, they were just like, nah, baby, you can go on. We can't have that here. Okay, we do not need that type of drama. So I'm sure we'll hear more and more stories about it, or maybe we won't. But not surprising. The biggest surprise for me is that, you know, I assume that LA Reid was gay. I wonder if there was a cash settlement for old girl, or if she still plans on suing the company, you know, for setting her up in an environment that was, you know, harassmentful. That's not a word. And then in a pretty sad story, Judge Hatchett's daughter-in-law by the name of Kyra Johnson. Okay, she was married to her son Charles. She was scheduled for a routine C-section, a cesarean at Cedars-Sinai in Los Angeles. And she was able to give birth to a bouncing baby boy by the name of Langston. Okay, they said shortly after that, though, everything took a turn for the worse. Kyra started to, if I'm mispronouncing her name, I'm sorry, but she started to complain that she was having stomach pain. Okay, they said that her blood pressure dropped and her heart rate sped up. So the family became concerned, and they kept on trying to ask the doctors to do something about it. It took them 10 hours to finally decide to take her into surgery, and when they did, they realized that she had 3 liters of blood in her stomach, in her abdomen, and that she basically had bled to death. They could not save her. So now the family is in the middle of a legal, they're suing Cedars-Sinai for medical malpractice, and I don't know. You know, when anybody out there who's had a kid in a hospital, you know that they make you sign all types of paperwork and releases that basically says that even though childbirth is a normal, natural thing, that, you know, shit can go wrong and basically you could die. So I don't know. And then C-section is a surgery. It's not just you pushing a baby out. So I'm wondering, you know, how that case is going to go about. But, you know, she's a judge. I'm sure she is aware of the law. They feel that they can fight this and possibly win, and that is what they are now doing. She is on the media circuit now, though. They have a episode, I believe, on what is the name of the show? Cannot think of the show. But anyway, she's going around and she's telling her story in hopes that maybe she'll be able to help some other families in the future. But I wonder how this is going to work out. Definitely very sad for the family. Nobody expects the joyous occasion of having a baby, you know, for you to come home with the baby but not the mother. So our prayers are up for the family of Judge Hatchett, Kyra's family as well, this new baby who has no mother, this husband who has no wife, and we will definitely keep our eye out to see if anything comes from all of this. Very, very unfortunate, but rest in peace to Kyra Johnson. All right, you guys, so let's get this last little bit on and in quickies, okay? The romper phenomenon, okay? I said romper. Romper. The little short sets and jumpsuits that we as women will wear, okay? We even put them on our babies, and they look so cute as they toddle around in this one-piece suit. I guess the phenomenon has jumped over to the other side, and now we see that it is becoming a big thing amongst men. And all I have to say is this is just like any other phenomenon. It'll look nice on some men, it'll look a mess on others. I feel like rompers, if you're gonna be putting it on a man, it has got to be the best case scenario. The body has to be right. Anybody that's ill-bodied, even motherfuckers might be too fucking tall, too fucking skinny, yeah, all of that, I blame Cam Newton. Okay, Cam Newton is responsible, him and D Wade. I ain't for these men, that's strong looking ass men. When I think about men wearing rompers, child, I can't. But I've seen some men look really nice in them. I've seen some look a fucking mess, and that's where the concern comes in. Who the fuck gonna be putting them on? Okay, since we can't be sure of that, I would just prefer that none of them did. Moving on along, you guys, folks are mad at Russell Wilson for, you know, in his Mother's Day ode to Sierra, that he mentioned something about living his life, the rest of his life, with their children. Okay, people got upset because he is not the father, biological father to little baby Future. I was like, what the fuck do you want the man to say? Damn it, we know who Future daddy is. The boy is named after his damn daddy. We have had enough drama with all of them to know who his dad is, okay? Did you want Russell to say, you know, as I spend the rest of my life with me, our baby girl, and then your other kid? Oh, what the fuck you want him to say? He's going to include him in. Okay, I don't think there's any question is not the father. I don't think he was being disrespectful. I think that he was trying to include a child that he has accepted in his family as his own as best that he could in the fucking dedication to his wife. Okay, you guys relax some damn times. I'm actually happy that Future didn't go off like he probably could have and just realize that he needed to go and say Happy Mother's Day to his baby mama and keep it pushing. So I had no problem with what he said. The Rock running for president, in a word, no. I don't want no more entertainers, actors, sports people, musicians, talk show hosts, none of them to run for president. I want politicians who know some shit about the law, who know about our government. I want to go back to the old days when we put a motherfucker in place that acted like they knew what they was talking about. I don't want to see Rock running for president. Kandi Burruss was granted permission to countersue Johnny Winston, you know, about this whole $168,000 in unpaid wages for overtime. This will be a defamation lawsuit, as the judge agreed with Kandi that, you know, he be smirchified. Shout out to Don King. Made her look bad, affected her brand, and damaged her reputation, so she is allowed to now sue Johnny. And all I know is, Johnny, baby, you better get your monies together. Fuck, y'all know Johnny ain't got no damn money. So what we gonna do, I propose that we get together some dinner plates and we sell them, okay? Chicken dinner $6.50, rib dinner $7.50, fish and shrimp dinner $8.50, and combination plate a flat $10. And then lastly, you guys, speaking about Kandi, we saw yesterday that Escape has made an announcement that they will be performing as a group together, reunited, and it feels so good at the Essence Festival. And you guys, I know I have been clowning Escape, and I know that I said that I didn't give a fuck about whether they got together or not, and I really don't still care, but I will tell you that when I saw them together on Instagram and singing, and everybody looking good, and everybody sounding good, and everybody looking happy, I was happy for them. You guys, because if there's one thing that I love is when a bitch make it. I love that they was able to finally put aside the dramatics and get to this business of making their fans happy and reuniting and singing, because there are a lot of people out there that are going to be there for an Escape reunion. They all are in a different place in their lives. I think Tiny needs this, not financially needs this, but I feel like Tiny needs something that's going to make her realize and remember what she had before she was with Tip Candy doesn't necessarily need this, but Candy was holding out the longest. Candy brings the biggest draw now because of her fame with the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then the other sisters who I felt had a lot of the talent in the group, you know, it's just good to see them being able to let bygones be bygones and bring it back together. Now, it might be all about the money, and I'm not mad at that either. But yeah, you guys, fist pump of righteousness for the women's. I loves me a good comeback story. I wish nothing but success for them as they reunite and sing out there in New Orleans. Will you be there? Alright, you guys, let me get off of here. This shit is long as hell. I'm gonna have to try to edit it down. Y'all wish me luck. We do this every single week. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.